What devil is looking from you is not outside you. It's not like a table. It's not like a car. It is inside you. And for devil to get that thing, you must have access inside you. That is what Jesus is teaching us the parable of the week. There is something inside you. He has planted in you. Hey, there is a power. There is a seed He has put in you to make you successful. There is a design He has for you to be able to spend eternity with Him. There is a task He has given to you to accomplish on earth here. And there are portions, things are giving you to succeed. And all those things are packaged inside you. Amen. And for devil to be able to stop you, devil has his own plan. Whenever God put things, devil come and put his own. He's not going to put it by your side. He's going to put it in you. So don't get scared and don't be afraid to see certain things happen inside you that are against the will of God. You can be a good Christian, but yet in the night you are molested sexually. You can't even control yourself. You can be a good Christian, but you see yourself having some issues in your life that are highly demonic. Even though you know you are a very good Christian, you don't mess up, you don't sleep around, you are focused on God, but yet you see certain things happening to you that you wonder, how is that having this kind of control in my life? You can be a good Christian, and the marriage that you work so hard is crumbling. Be a good Christian, but you are struggling to make ends meet. Jesus is saying, with the breath of the wind, there's something in you devil can have access to. The seed that's sown in you, devil is coming for it. He wants to compete with the blessings I've given you to make the seed grow. Come on, the devil has access to the nutrients that God has deposited in you to make His word grow in you. You are doomed. So what does it mean? What does it call for? It calls for vigilance. You see where Jesus said, pray without ceasing. Because this thing I'm telling you cannot stop. So please wake up, stop sleeping. Stop feeling that because I'm a Christian, I cannot be infiltrated. Nothing devil will get to enter me. Oh, I'm innocent. People believe once you give your life to Christ, devil cannot have access to you again. All those things I used to believe it, but when I started facing with the battle, nobody even taught me. I started fighting spiritual battle. To the battle, I learned these truths. The battle was not outside me, they were inside me. As I fight, I commit. As I fight, I go to God. They are coming out from me. Because the enemy is after what is in you. Sow things in you, and devil can come and sow tags. And most time when you sow tags, it's not all the time you sow tags that I immediately remove it. Some of them are allowing me because there is a level of my maturity I expect you to reach before I can remove it. Please note this as a Christian, because a lot of people are angry with God because of something they believe God to solve in their life that has not been solved. And they feel they are ready, but they are not ready. Physical maturity is equal to spiritual maturity. You can be 60 years with a single age as a Christian. The way we grow spiritually is not the way we grow physically. Just as you know intellectually. Hallelujah. You can be great heads, but you don't know anything. You can be what? Great heads, but you don't know anything because you were not educating yourself. You did not go to school. You don't want to empower yourself academically. Huh? So you can see somebody that is an old man, but he has no wisdom, he has no understanding. Because a wisdom and understanding does not come by age. Why people have this, adage that speaks of old men and wise is because of experience. Hallelujah. The older you are, they believe the older you are, the more you have experiences in life that make you knowledgeable. That is true. But we have seen people that are old and they fail to understand what is happening around. Hallelujah. My father used to tell me that common sense is not common. So that is it. In that way, somebody can grow, but yet mentally it's not growing. Hallelujah. The same way it happens spiritually. You can grow physically, but spiritually you're not growing. You're still a baby. So there are problems that you can have in your life, and you want God to remove it because you feel I'm old enough. No, God doesn't look at you from your age. He looks at you from the spiritual maturity. Hallelujah. You can say from what? Your spiritual maturity. So you can feel that I don't want this problem in my life. God said, allow the problem there. Jesus is telling me the problem with. There are things that will make you uncomfortable as a Christian. There are things that will compete with your resources as a Christian. There are things that will compete with your destiny. There are things that will compete with your faith. There are things that will compete with your marriage. There are things that are going to make you unhappy in your academics. God will not remove it immediately because God has seen that you are Satan down spiritually. If He tries to remove it, it can even affect your faith. So you allow both you and that thing, both your passion and that thing to grow, because you're going to learn from that weed competing with you. Hallelujah. That weed is going to make you to know, understand what being a Christian means. The problem that we will create for you, will create with the seed of God in you, is going to wise you up. It happened to me. There are things that God wants you to know, and because He wants you to know that thing, He's not going to use the angels to teach you. He's going to use the seed of the devil, which is a weed, to teach you that. But for you, you see this seed, you see this weed, you want it out immediately. God said, no, I'm not taking it out. No matter how many times you pray and fast, the thing is still there. God read Acts. You see when Paul was talking about a tongue that God, the angel of darkness put on him. He said he had cried to God several times to remove this thorn in the flesh, but God said, my grace is sufficient for you. Hallelujah. What's the grace? The seed that's sown in you has more power over the wheat of the enemy. So learn how to cope with it. There are things in your life that God wants you to get used to it. You are busy trying to remove it, but God said, no, removing is not the solution. I want you to learn from it. Learn from it. Don't remove it. That thing is going to teach you something. But you want God to remove it, but God don't want to remove it. God wants you to be there so that you can begin to observe it. You can begin to see how it affects your life. You can see how it makes you fall. You can see how it deceives you. And begin to learn the phenomenon. The things that shows the attribute of this evil. By the time you begin to understand it, through that understanding, whenever it's around, it can't even affect you anymore. Because you know how to deal with it. Hallelujah. So there are things that God wants us to know in an angle. The third application of the wisdom is that when God said to the people, an enemy did this. An enemy did this. I want you to understand that some people today, they don't like to accept that truth, that reality, that something is contesting with you. Please understand that there's an enemy contesting with what you have. You don't choose it. It chooses you. I wish that we are allowed to choose our enemies. We don't choose our enemy. Our enemy chooses. So there is an enemy that is contesting, like Jesus told them that there's an enemy did this. When they ask him what actually says an enemy, somebody that don't want you to succeed is a person that is interested in what God has given to you. So you can see how dangerous it is. Someone that wants you dead, someone that wants you to fail is a person that is interested in what God has given to you. Have you seen why I wasted people? There are certain issues in spiritual conflict that you don't solve by forgiving, understanding. Please, it's up to you. I passed through my own hurdle and I was able to come to the understanding. Even for some people, maybe no matter what I tell you, you can argue with me. But maybe with time, if you are too, but listen up, if you are too and honest with your faith, you'll come to this knowledge that there are certain things spiritually that you don't solve by forgiving, understanding. You fight. You fight to get aggressive. There are certain issues you have to fight. That's what Jesus said. Hey, the person that did this is not a friend, is an enemy. An enemy, you can't come on the same page with an enemy. Because an enemy's interest is to defeat you. Hallelujah. You can't come in the same page with an enemy. So when he says an enemy, the person who did this thing has passion. Has what? Passion to see that I don't succeed. So how am I come on the same page, on the same level, to agree with an enemy so that I can succeed? That is stupidity. You don't reconcile the issues of your faith with an enemy. You resist the enemy. You do what? You resist the enemy. You give him his place. So, however righteous that God has allowed this religion, you exercise it and make an enemy to know that I can negotiate with you. Huh? When the Americans came against the people of Israel when they were going to the promised land, if they started to begin to make some diplomatic mission, let's understand how we can do this, they will not be able to go where God has to go. They have to fight it out with them. But let me leave that for another day. Hallelujah. So God made us to know that they will go together. I told you there are things that will go together with you, even with your faith. The problem is here, you believe Christ, but it's still. Don't give up, keep praying. I'm not saying don't pray about it. Keep praying about it, keep believing God that it will go. But while you are praying about it, don't lose hope. Don't allow it to depress you that it is not going where it's supposed to go. Maybe it can be an issue of your child, an issue of your husband, an issue of your career, an issue of your education. It can be sickness. It can be people have different things that can constitute weed in your faith as a Christian. And that some of them, because of the level of maturity, God will allow them to be there till you get to a level where He can remove them. Which you and me cannot say it is after 2 years or 3 years. So what do? You just have to brace yourself to go through that situation, go through that circumstance, believing God that if it is His will, a time will come that problem will expire. Hallelujah. A lot of beautiful things here. There are a lot of things here we can learn. But let me give you just few. We'll go. Another one, we'll see it from verse 36 to 43, when Jesus was now explaining the meaning of the parable. The key word, but the key sentence that of Jesus' explanation that summarizes everything he spoke about the parable, we will see it in verse 41. The Son of Man will send out his angels, and they will weed out from his kingdom everything that causes sin and all who do evil. Hallelujah. Everything that causes sin and all who do evil. In fact, this particular word is like when you're telling me, so this word is a word that summarizes. It's a conclusive remark of Jesus about the parable of the weed. You know, he was trying to make you understand that, as I just told you, there are some things that are not going to go. They're going to be there. Some of them will go at expired date when you are mature. Some of them will narrate you live on earth. Face the truth. I don't like lying to people with the scriptures. I tell the truth. Some of them understand. We go. Some will not go to you. You live this word. It's the truth. If you read about the books of Hebrews 11, when he was speaking about faith, he was writing, 3 points on how faith operates. He said that some people who believed in that and they never received it. In Hebrews 11, 12, God did it. He was throwing his points to explain how faith worked. He said, this is how others, so men overcame. Heroes of faith overcame. He was speaking about heroes of faith. He said, many of them believed till they died. But they never received the promise. So it happens. There are things today, I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm trying to tell you the truth. There are things today you believe God to remove in you. Some of them will go after a longer time. Some may not even go till you make it. But be assured that what He has put in you is more powerful to help you carry that thing along your lifetime till you make it. So that's why He said to Paul, my grace is sufficient for you. In other words, whatever thorn devil has put in you, hey, Paul, listen to me. What I put in you is